Here with Matt Grant of the Weekly Wrestling Podcast. Matt, how are you doing?
Not too bad, man. Getting ready for a great Alpha One wrestling show here in Hamilton. One of my favorite promotions to the ref for, to be a part of, so it's going to be a fun show here tonight.
I'm really excited as well. This is my first time being here at Alpha One, and I've been told by a few people that it's going to be quite the hell of a show.
You know, I find with Alpha One, I've been reffing for them now for almost 2 years, and it's some of the most fun I've had in wrestling. Most recently, the thing that blew up over the internet, the Gregory Iron, Joey Ryan thing, that was a match that happened here at Alpha One. So it just shows you how much Alpha One's capable of, not only to create controversy, but also create some of the best wrestling, if not the best wrestling in Canada.
Big focus here is video games. So, Matt, what have you been playing lately?
I'm really heavy on the Nintendo Switch right now. Super Mario Odyssey, Mario Kart, that's really what I'm heavily playing right now. There was that little phase I went through, like, not too long ago where I bought a PS2, copped all the old WWE games, and just have fun playing those. But right now I'm heavily on that Super Mario Odyssey, man. That game is so fun. It's just, it revamps Mario in a completely different way, I find. So it's almost similar to the old, I can't even think of the actual name of the Mario game, but it was on the 64 and you could just like free roam and stuff. It was so much fun.
I find it too with the Nintendo Switch, it was like a wrestler's best friend for traveling and just, you know, as long as you're not driving, it's usually what they're playing.
That's literally the reason why I bought it. So, funny story is, when I was at work, I was able to get them for a bit of a cheaper price. And I ended up taking advantage of that, so I did. And I found out, I was like, wait a minute, like I have this, I could take it on the road with me. So I ended up buying like NBA and WWE, which WWE is terrible. Don't ever spend your money on it for the Switch. It's god awful. It plays like you're playing a PC game that's super laggy. It's the worst. Drives me crazy. I don't know why I spent $50 on it, but yeah, NBA, WWE, all those Mario games. Rocket League's another great game. If you haven't checked that out, I'm sure wrestling fans should know all about it, considering it's promoted on WWE all the time. But that game's super fun. Just trying to think if there's anything else that really stands out, but no, man. Like the Switch is awesome. You can literally take it anywhere. For the most part, the quality in the games are great. So I really haven't had many complaints thus far.
And amongst all the wrestlers, you know, is there a bit of a competitive edge with the gaming, or do you get an opportunity to play games with anyone else?
You know, it's funny because when I first got into like the gaming situation with wrestling, everybody had a PS4 and I had an Xbox. So I was like, damn it, I'm left out of this. But I've got an Xbox, I've got a PS4, I've got a Switch, so I'm kind of in the circle now. I play a little bit with other people, like not too long ago, I played a little bit of Xbox with Jesse and Amato. I'm just trying to think of names that I played with. Not like nobody really that comes to mind, but like just to have fun, just to, you know, jam out with some friends, and that's really what video gaming's all about at the end of the day.
And with growing up and everything, like, is that something like gaming was you know all
right
in that?
Yeah, right in. Gaming as a kid, I really found that we were like so into gaming as a kid, man. Like all the WWE games, like I mentioned, I would crush those games all the time. I find like the PS2 things really stand out more than anything. Like the Spyros and the Crash Bandicoots and the Crazy Taxis and the Twisted Metals. There's so many games that really stand out to me. Even the N64 stuff, like the Mario Parties, the Golden Eyes, the No Mercies, the WrestleMania 2000s, the WCW NWO Revenge World Tour, all that stuff thrown in there. Like, there's so many classic games I can go look back on and be like, that was a huge part of me as a kid. Not only as a kid, man, but I've continued that gamer mentality as an adult as well. So I'm really excited to see like where gaming goes from here, because like I've seen like the virtual reality stuff, and like even with the Switch, like having a great portable console already ready to go all the time. It's like I'm very curious to see where the future of gaming takes us.
And it's funny with the Nintendo Switch, you know, they have more games released already than the Wii U, and a lot of the independent game manufacturing companies are attached to it. Do you see that kind of being the future of gaming, where it's kind of a push on like a portable home console hybrid, or do you think everyone's still wants that kind of 4K home experience?
See, I think there's different avenues. I think there's different markets at the end of the day too, because like with the Switch, of course, you've got that mobile handheld console ready to go at any time, but in the same sense, you got to sacrifice a little bit of a resolution for that. So I think a lot of people like playing in high quality, and I think would rather have that hooked up to the TV type of console instead of having a straight handheld console. But for me, as somebody who travels all the time, I wouldn't mind having that hybrid of having a handheld console and then being able to hook it up to a TV, because even when you hook it up to a TV with the Switch, you get that 1080p resolution. So I think it's worth it.
Hey, Matt, and if anyone wants to check you out, reach you online, or, listen to the weekly wrestling podcast, where can they find all of that?
Yeah, actually, WWP is making a big return after a bit of a hiatus, so you can check us out, weeklywrestlingpodcast.com. As for myself, I'm all over the independents all the time, so you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all the same handle, Matthew Grant. The first day is a 4.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot, Matt.
Oh, thanks, man.